Well, hello everyone, welcome. I'm Katie. This is a fountain pen awakening, and I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're doing super good. Today for us, it's Easter Saturday, and so I'm sitting out my backyard having a cup of green tea, and I thought I'd come on and do a currently inked for April, seeing that I have some new inks to show you. So if any of you watched my last video, I did get some new inks from the Fanyantan collection. Don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It is a Chinese brand, and I did try their pink ink, which I absolutely loved, and I thought to myself, you know what, I want to do a bit of exploration with other inks from them. So if you want to watch that video, that was my latest video that I uploaded, go check that out. So today I thought I'd come on and do a video on what my currently inks are. I did clean out some of my pens yesterday. I did ink up a couple more with some different inks that I haven't been using. So what I've tried to do is kind of ink up my favorite pens that I've been enjoying using with some favorite inks of mine. Let me just get that out the way, and my little bunny out the way. Alright, so let's start with my two Cove inks from the Felissimo Chocolate Museum factory that I am rather enjoying. I did buy a bottle of this just recently, and I bought this because for those of you who follow my channel, you will know that I was looking for a really lovely pink ink, and I did a video about this too. And so the winner out of those inks was the Cove Felissimo, and it's from the special edition that they've done, which is like the Chocolate Factory Museum, and they did 3 inks. One of them is this ink here, which is a lovely soft pink, and it's called Strawberry Chocolate, and it is a little dry, I'm not gonna lie. I put it in this pen here with size 6 nib, but it was a little bit dry and I didn't like the way it was writing, so I've now put it in my Pilot Matte with a medium nib, and this is usually the pen I use for my pink inks. So this is a very pretty, and I'm enjoying it. It's kind of feels a little bit more juicy now. And as you can see, you know, it goes down a little dark, but then it does have some nice shading. So that's in my Pilot Matte Croc, and this has got the medium nib on it. So that's quite pretty. So now that it's in here, I kind of feel that I'm enjoying it more. And then the other one that I have from the Felissimo range, which was part of a generous ink sample sent over with some pens that were gifted to me by the lovely Rebecca. That Logan chick is her handle on YouTube. So this again is from the Felissimo range, and this is a lovely color. I actually really enjoy this color. I wanted to get that. They were selling the bigger sample from so-and-so, but they've sold out again, so hopefully it'll come back in stock. So this is milk chocolate. They do remind me of milkshakes, by the way, and I think this is the idea. They're meant to be looking like chocolate milk, you know what I mean, and chocolate strawberry milk. And it's in, this is a PENBBS, and it's called Niagon. It's got a medium nib, and it writes really well. I really enjoy this pen, and it's quite lightweight, and I just like the crackled kind of look of it. And the nib is fun too to write with. It seems to have a little kind of rounded point. And even if the grip section is quite thin, I don't mind it. It's quite comfortable. So I think this is kind of like a nice match, these two. So those are my two Felissimo inks. And then what kickstarted my whole Fanyantan kind of ink exploration was this ink, which I did get and I really liked. And it's funny because when you put them here on the page, it doesn't look pink, but when you write with it, it does look pink. So this is a Fanyantan ink, and it's got the longest name ever. It's called Early Spring Cherry Blossom cookies. And if you watch my last video, I kept on forgetting to say cookies at the end. So I'm quite enjoying it in my TWSBI Eco. This one has a medium nib, so it's a little bit more juicy. So it writes really well. And it sort of goes down, you know, darker, and then it's a pinky grey, and then it kind of dries to a really nice light pink, I would say. Super pretty. All right, okay, so let's go with this one that I've just inked up. This is an interesting ink. It's kind of like a chroma shader, sort of greeny grey. I did put it in my Prera Ivory just to test it out, and then I liked it so much that I put it in here. In here I had the Kobe Felissimo, but I didn't like the way it wrote. It was too dry in this pen, but this seems to be doing really well. And this is what I like about this Fanyantan inks. They're quite juicy. They write well in all pens. So this is a Just Turnings pen. I call it Smokey. And I think the actual name is Smoky Red or Red Smoke. Can't remember because it's kind of see-through. And this does have a cursive smooth italic and in a medium. See now how it goes down sort of green, it turns into this sort of beigey pinky colour. This, by the way, is my Hobonichi notebook, and it has the Tomoe River paper on it. Alright, another swap that I made was this. I had my Kyo Iro ink in here, the brown one, but I swapped it out with this other Kyo Iro ink, which I haven't been using for quite some while. I like this ink. This was the first bottle ink that I bought from Kyo Iro, and it's called Soft Snow of Ohara. It's in brown orchid. This is Benu, and I've got a medium nib on this, and I've made this into an eyedropper pen. So instead of using the little cartridges, what I did, I just put some silicone on the threads and eyedroppered this, and it actually writes really well, much better than when I had the little cartridge in there, because it kind of tends to not have a good flow. But like this, it actually has a better flow and it writes really well. This is my favorite nib out of all my Benu pens, this medium here. It's a beautiful purpley blue, this one. I really like it. It's kind of like a soft grey purple. And I think it complements the pen because it does have, this one does have purple. I mean, you could put any colour in here. See, it's even got green sparkles. But this is one of my favourite writers, so I'd like to ink my favourite writers with favourite ink. So I don't think I've done this combo yet. So I'm really chuffed with that one. Okay. Now, the change that I made, I had in this pen, which is my latest pen. This is the Just Turnings Golden Abalone. And I did put one of the Fanyantan inks in here, which was, it was this one here. So Yearning for Immortality, which is this kind of like bluey grey chroma shader ink, but it was a little bit dry in this pen, which has an extra fine. But because I really like the colour, I kind of thought I do have like something similar in my 24 Inkvent, Diamine Inkvent. I discovered that this colour here, and I find that Diamine inks are a little bit juicier. So I did put, this is Diamine 24, I did put the Icy Lilac in here. Now the Icy Lilac is a shimmer ink, but what I did was, because being this an extra fine, even if it's a size 6 nib, I tried to get as little shimmer in there as possible because I didn't want to clog the feed. So this is Just Turning Golden Abalone. It's my first time using a Cursive Smooth Italic in such a fine. I usually prefer fine and mediums, but since I swapped out the ink, it seems to be writing a lot better. I'm enjoying how that flows and that feels. Just a little bit more lubricated, which is interesting because I haven't had any problems with my other Fanyantan inks, but you see, it's kind of similar. This has got more lilac in it, this has got a little bit more grey, but very similar. Oh yes, and just to show you, that's the writing with the Prairie Ivory. See, it's quite nice, isn't it? So funny because when I did the swatching on these swatch cards, they look so much different from the Tomorrow River paper. That's the early spring cherry blossom. And with the other ones, I did do writing samples too. Yes. So that's the Kobe Felissimo in the pink. See, it kind of looks very different when you start writing with it. It kind of gets that nice shading in there, and the lighter pink comes through, which I like. That's the kind of pink I want. I don't want like that dark pink like that. I want it to have character, and this looks really nice too. The milk chocolate, sort of, it tends to be a lot more interesting, I find, when an ink has some shading to it. So next, what have we got here? So we've done that, This is an ink I particularly like. This is from Robert Oster. I did get a sample of it, and then I got the sample again because I like how it's not too turquoise. It's got more blue in there. It's a bluey yellow, and it's got like a sheen, a reddish sheen to it. So it's sort of got a bit of character. As I said before, I like my inks to have a little bit of character. And this is called Aqua. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Ferris Wheel Press. Is it Blue Velvet? No. It was another one which had shimmer in it. I'll link the name below or on the screen because I'm blanking on it. But this flows really nice. It's a really nice juicy ink. And this is in my Lamy Alstar. And this is from the Harry Potter collection, a Ravenclaw. And this has got a fine nib. And it's got like etched in it some, I don't know if you can see them, the feathers. Alright, and then my other Robert Oster ink that I have inked up is, see the difference? This is more turquoise. Now this is in Galen X, and this is Jonathan Brooks Blank, and we have Cursive Smooth Italic, and this is a medium. But you can see already the difference, how that's more blue, but it's still got like an undertone of turquoise, and this is actually turquoise. Writes really super well. So these two I'm enjoying. And then another one from my Fanyantan collection is this one here. This one is Fanyantan, and this has got a, it's called 90,000 miles. Now I've noticed that this pen, when you film it, looks more blue, but it's actually more green. It's like a teal color more than a blue color. It's weird how colors don't come across on camera sometimes. So this is a Taccia pen called Spectrum, and it has apparently a sailor nib on it, even though it's branded Taccia, but this is a sailor nib, and it is a medium. Yeah, not a medium fine, but an actual medium. This is kind of like a Celadon color, isn't it? Reminds me of Celadon cat. Right, so that's that one. And then in here, I've got sort of the more yellowy green grey. This is more of a chromo shader that doesn't have a lot of shading in it. This is the Fanyantan 2. It's called Seighaiha, which is quite a nice color. I really like that. And it writes really well too. That one's a little dry, but this one writes really well. This is in Lamy, Alstar, blue, green. This is a fine. Yes, I definitely like the chromo shading in that. And then, just gonna get those and put them over there. I like these greens. The chartreusey kind of swampy, interesting greenies. I like them. So this is in Lamy Star. I call this Firefly, based on the color Hotaro Bai from the Iroshizuku palette ink line. Because they have, you know, I think it's called acid green or something like this in real life. But this has got really a nice shading to it. It's got sort of these pinks coming through. Now this has actually a nice juicy 1.1 nib on it. Really, really like that. I had to re-ink my pilot Goldie with its bonded pair. I think this pen and this ink just are fantastic together. The way this ink shades in this pen, it's second to none. I haven't found any other pen that works really well with this ink. So this is a Iro ink, which I have a bottle of, and it's called Yamabukiiro, and I love it. It's like a golden yellow, kind of mustardy color, and I just love how it shades. Oh, not Lamy. What am I doing? In my pilots, Goldie. This has a medium nib, but this nib, that's not equal to all other nibs, I tell you. It is a very lovely nib, and I enjoy writing with it. Makes it a little bit too back heavy when I post that. Nice. Then let's go for my orange. Yeah, so that's another pen I really love. I usually ink it with orange inks. This is a medium nib, and I just love this medium nib. This is like my TWSBI that writes the best out of all my TWSBIs. So this is a Ferris wheel press ink, and it's called Lantern Crossing. It is a shimmer ink, and I did buy it when I got my Harry Potter, the Gryffindor. I bought this ink to go with because I thought it would match the color of the pen really well, which it did. But it's a really good ink. Even if it's a shimmer ink, it writes really well in here. This is the Diamine 580 ALR, and it's called Sunset. It's got a medium. And I just discovered the other day that AL stands for aluminium, but the R actually stands for the ridges here. See how they've got these lines here? Can you hear it? Ridges? Is it ridges? There might be a different word, not ridges. If I think about it, I'll link it down below on the screen. It's kind of like I would call it a rusty color, but it's got a nice sort of peachy, pinky. So hard to describe colors, isn't it? Oh dear. All right, then I have This is another Diamine Inkvent one. And this is a Sheena. This is kind of like my super favorite from my Inkvent 24. That's Cranberry. And I love how it writes in this pen and how it looks in this pen. So this is in Ebonite red. This pen is actually made from Ebonite. I got it off Galen leather, and it was like a second that they had a tray, so it was kind of heavily discounted. And this has got a cursive smooth italic fine on it. It just glides with this ink. It just glides. I loves it. Okay, so I forgot to do this first, because that's my other orange one that I have that I love. So obviously here in Australia we're going into autumn, or fall as you guys in the States call it. So these are kind of quite autumny colors, I believe, and I didn't do it on purpose. I had just found that in my journey so far, I have discovered that, you know, the colors that I like are kind of more autumnal, if that makes sense. You know, dusky, browny, not so much brown, but orangey, yellowy, earthy tones. I don't like a classic chocolate brown, but I like, you know, a grey, beigey brown, you know. Yeah, something like that. More of a beige, dove. Yeah, it's hard to explain. Anyhow, this is my troublemaker. Why is it hard starting? What's going on with you, my friend? I just inked you up the other day. Let's see. Let's prime the feed a bit. Alright, troublemaker, and this is... That's better. Yeah, sometimes orange inks can be quite dry. Maybe they're better in smaller size nibs rather than in size 6 nibs. Anywho, Basilica Reds, which again is kind of like a rusty orangey. I like the way it sort of goes down lighter and then it kind of dries a little bit darker. And again, this has some interesting shading in it. Okay, so this is in my espresso martini. This is another Just Turnings one. This is one that's got hardware on it. So it's part of his special order collection. And it's got the finials as well. And this has got a cursive smooth italic on it. This is a Van Diemen's ink. One of my first bottle inks that I bought. It's called Sweet Fig. A little bit dry, depending on what pen you use. I've put it in my Mahjong C1 with a size 6 oblique medium nib. And it does have sometimes a little bit of a dry start. Then once it gets going, it's quite juicy. And with an oblique medium, you need to kind of hold it in a certain way. Otherwise, sometimes it does skip. It's not the ink, it's the way you hold it. This is not its original nib. Although I find that the original Moonman nibs, super good. Really enjoy writing with those nibs. Alright, now last but not least, have I done them all, have I not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Last but not least is my Esterbrook Esty Blue Nouveau. And this is another Diamine ink. This is the Cosmic Aglow. It is a sheening ink. I don't know if you know, but if ever you guys have had an Inkvent or done an Inkvent previously, you'll know that they'll have the super sheeners, and this is one of the super sheening ones. And this has a Cursive Smooth Italic Fine. Again, I swapped out the nib, put this on, really easy. Yeah, another thing I've noticed about sheening inks is that they can sometimes not dry properly, and sometimes they're very sticky, and sometimes they do kind of like smudge. But I found that with the Diamine sheening inks, they don't do that. They're actually really quite good. Once they're dry, they don't smudge. So let's just show you the Dafu Plum in writing. And then what else did I have? That one I showed you. This one is the Seighaiha. So this one here. How good does that look? I just like the shading in it. And that one there is the Fanyantan, the 90,000 miles. It does have a little bit of shading in it once you write with it, which from my swatching didn't kind of look like it had. So those are the Fanyantan inks in written samples. And this is my April currently inked. Don't know if by doing this you can see any sheen or any sparkly warklies in the shimmer ink. So let me know which one is your favorites. Let me know if you have any of these. I will always link all the inks and the pens below. Anything that I say or I can't remember, I do tend to write it in the description box below or flash it up on screen. So excuse me for my blanking on certain names. And again, thank you so much for watching, for liking, for subscribing. Have a happy Easter to all of you out there who actually celebrate it. And until my next one, salute.